Today's video is going to be an attempt at saving the three-sided bowl that flew off the lathe last week, and I'll put a link somewhere to that if you're interested in seeing that. And before we go into that, I've got a few stickers I'd like to introduce you to. The first one being from Soph, Make It Soph. She's got a general make it channel on YouTube, and I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for that, Soph. That's a really nice little sticker, and that'll have pride of place on the wall. And to add to it, Soph comes from South Wales, where I'm from as well. So thank you very much indeed. And then I had one from Pete Riggs, from Handmade by Pete Riggs, and I'll put a link to the relevant channels, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, as I always say. Thanks for that, Pete, I really appreciate it, and that's got to go up on the wall as well. And lastly, but by no means least, a guy called Sean, can't remember his last name, Sean Seal, and all the way from Australia, the Bungling Woodworker. Now, Sean's got a channel but no content on it yet, but go across and subscribe and click that little bell on his channel, and as soon as he starts to upload videos you'll be notified. Thanks for that, Sean, I really appreciate it, and those three will go on the wall behind. Okay, without further ado, we'll get into trying to save this three-sided. So all I've done, I've played around and found the nearest to the centre I can get, and it's not running too badly. So my first job is to establish a tenon. Now I'm going with a bigger tenon than I had last time, and see if that makes a difference. The cracking around here has been, is still quite good actually, because I filled it with CA glue and that's quite solid. However, I'm going to put a tenon on here first, just to establish the tenon. Obviously the bowl is going to be a lot shallower now, not going to be so high, and I'll see what I can do with the outside. It might not work, I don't know, and I'll be using the 3/8 bowl gouge. So that hasn't turned out too badly, he says. Anyhow, I've obviously had to take the points off, so I'll have flats there instead, but I think that'll look okay. So what I'm going to do now is sand up the outside, apply some sanding sealer, and finish the outside, and then I'll spin him around in the chuck and we'll hollow it out and see what it looks like. I think it might not be quite as nice as having the 3 points, but that'll be for a future video again, but we'll see how it looks. So I've finished the hollowing of the inside now, and the walls are around the 5mm all the way down to the base. I don't want to go any thinner than that because of the cracks that are in there, and I think we'll leave it. So now it's down to sanding, and I'll use the 47mm head on the Hope Pro Sander, and once that's done, a little bit of hand sanding possibly on the edges here, just to soften them a little bit, and then it'll be a case of sanding sealer and then maybe 2 coats of sanding sealer, I'm not sure, and then put my Hampshire sheen on, and the job will be done once I've parted it off. That's come up quite nicely. Cedar is a very, it feels like an oily wood. There's a lot of resin in it, and it doesn't really take a high gloss finish. However, I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. Just give a buff on the edges, just to get rid of any extra that we've got. And now all that remains to do is to part him off. Well, managed to finish it in the end. It stands at nearly 4 inches tall and 5¼ inches across its widest point, and the walls are approximately 5mm all the way through, so that's not too bad at all. Well, a nice little save. I'm quite happy with it. It's still got some hairline cracks, etc., but they're going to stay there. But I do actually quite like the look of it. I will in the future do a pointy cornered one, and we'll see how that fares this time. Well, thanks very much for sticking with me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers now.